Stop skipping dessert. You've been lied to about sugar and diabetes. Most people think having diabetes means saying goodbye to sweets forever. No more cake, no more ice cream, no more chocolate. But what if I told you that's completely wrong? What if I told you that, with the right hacks, you can enjoy desserts that taste amazing and actually help keep blood sugar stable? Not only can you still eat dessert, but with a few simple tweaks, you can turn high-carb, sugar-loaded treats into blood sugar-friendly indulgences that won't leave you regretting it later. And the best part? These aren't those sad, flavorless diet desserts that taste like cardboard. These are real desserts that you'll actually crave. I'm about to share 5 game-changing dessert hacks that every diabetic needs to know. And the last one? It literally transforms high-carb desserts into blood sugar-friendly treats. Once you try it, you'll wonder why no one told you about it sooner. Let's start with ice cream. It's one of the hardest desserts for diabetics. It's packed with sugar, and even the so-called sugar-free versions can spike blood sugar because they're loaded with artificial sweeteners that still trigger insulin responses. But there's a way to fix that in under 30 seconds. Instead of buying store-bought ice cream that's loaded with sugar, here's what you do. Take frozen berries, like strawberries, blackberries, or blueberries. Blend them with Greek yogurt. That adds protein to slow down sugar absorption. Add a touch of vanilla extract and cinnamon for extra flavor without adding sugar. Blend it all together, and that's it. Creamy, delicious ice cream with fiber, protein, and no added sugar. And the fiber in the berries slows down digestion, preventing glucose spikes. And here's a cool trick. If you freeze it for about 20 minutes after blending, it gets even thicker and creamier. And if you like a little crunch, you can mix in some chopped nuts or dark chocolate shavings. But what if you're craving chocolate ice cream? No problem. Just add unsweetened cocoa powder and a teaspoon of nut butter. And now you've got a rich, chocolatey dessert that actually helps keep blood sugar stable. Now, if you love chocolate, wait until you see what I'm about to show you next, because there's a way to eat chocolate without wrecking your glucose levels. Most people think chocolate is off limits for diabetics because it's loaded with sugar. And if you're eating milk chocolate, that's true. It's one of the worst things for blood sugar. But dark chocolate? That's a different story. The trick is to eat 85% or higher dark chocolate. The higher the cocoa content, the less sugar and more fiber it has. A regular milk chocolate bar has around 23 grams of sugar per serving, but 85% dark chocolate, only 2 to 3 grams of sugar per serving, and it actually contains fiber and antioxidants that help stabilize blood sugar. But here's the real hack: pair dark chocolate with nuts. Why? Because healthy fats slow down sugar absorption, meaning you avoid the glucose spike. Try this. Have a piece of dark chocolate with almonds or walnuts. The fiber and fats balance out the carbs. Or melt some dark chocolate and drizzle it over Greek yogurt. It tastes like a dessert but keeps blood sugar stable. And if you want something that tastes exactly like a Snickers bar, here's what you do. Take a medjool date. Just one, since they're naturally sweet. Stuff it with peanut butter. Dip it in melted 85% dark chocolate. Freeze it for 10 minutes. The result? A chewy, chocolatey, peanut butter dessert that tastes like candy but won't send your glucose through the roof. And if you thought that was good, wait until you see how you can make cake without spiking your blood sugar. Cake is one of the biggest blood sugar bombs out there. Most cakes are packed with refined flour and sugar, meaning they spike glucose almost instantly. But there's a simple swap that lets you make cake without the sugar crash. The trick is to swap regular flour for almond flour or coconut flour. Here's why. Regular flour is high in carbs, meaning it converts to sugar quickly. But almond flour and coconut flour are low-carb, high-fiber alternatives that won't spike blood sugar. And the best part? They taste amazing. So, here's how you do it. Use almond flour instead of white flour in cake recipes. Sweeten with monk fruit or allulose. Both are natural, zero-glycemic sweeteners that won't spike blood sugar. Add cinnamon or vanilla extract for extra flavor. And here's a game changer. Add a scoop of protein powder to your cake mix. Why? Because protein slows digestion and keeps your blood sugar stable. That means you can enjoy a slice of cake without the usual sugar roller coaster. And if you want an even better way to enjoy cake, try mug cakes. Mix almond flour, an egg, a little cocoa powder, and allulose. Microwave for 60 seconds. Boom! Instant low-carb cake in a mug. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's great, but what about fruit-based desserts? Because there's one fruit hack that lets you enjoy sweet flavors without glucose spikes. And once you learn this, it'll change the way you look at fruit forever. This is where people make a huge mistake without realizing it. They assume all fruit is the same. But did you know that some fruits spike blood sugar faster than table sugar itself? Bananas, grapes, and pineapple can actually raise blood glucose quicker than a candy bar. But berries? They do the opposite. Unlike most fruits, berries are naturally low in sugar and high in fiber, meaning they don't spike blood sugar the way other fruits do. And when you pair them with healthy fats or protein, you slow down sugar absorption even more. That's why one of the best dessert hacks for diabetics is what I call the blood sugar berry parfait. Instead of using sugary granola or flavored yogurt, start with plain Greek yogurt. It's packed with protein, which keeps blood sugar stable. Then add a mix of blackberries and strawberries. Blackberries are loaded with anthocyanins, which improve insulin sensitivity, while strawberries contain ellagic acid, which helps slow down carbohydrate digestion. Add a handful of chopped walnuts or almonds for healthy fats, which slow down sugar absorption even further. And if you want it a little sweeter, sprinkle in a little cinnamon. It not only adds flavor, but also helps lower blood sugar naturally. The result? A creamy, crunchy sweet dessert that satisfies cravings without the sugar crash. And here's what makes it even better. Studies have shown that eating berries with a meal can actually reduce the glycemic impact of whatever you eat afterward. That means if you eat this dessert after dinner, it can actually help prevent post-meal glucose spikes. Now that's a game changer. But what if I told you there's one ingredient, one simple addition, that can instantly turn any dessert into a blood sugar-friendly treat? Because that's exactly what hack number 5 is all about. Most desserts are a problem for diabetics because they lack fiber, protein, or healthy fats. Things that slow down sugar absorption and keep blood sugar stable. But there's one ingredient that balances out any dessert, and it works so well that researchers have studied it as a potential tool for managing diabetes. It's called psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is a fiber powerhouse. It absorbs liquid, expands in your stomach, and slows down digestion, meaning sugar enters your bloodstream at a much slower rate. And here's why that's so powerful. If you eat a dessert that contains sugar, whether it's a slice of cake, a cookie, or even a piece of dark chocolate, adding just 1 teaspoon of psyllium husk before or with your meal can significantly reduce the blood sugar impact. So how do you use it? Simple. If you're making pancakes, waffles, or baked goods, add a teaspoon of psyllium husk powder to the batter. It thickens naturally, adds fiber, and slows down digestion without changing the flavor. If you're drinking a smoothie, mix in a teaspoon of psyllium husk. You won't taste it, but it'll make your smoothie more filling and prevent a glucose spike. You can even sprinkle a little into Greek yogurt or mix it into a low-carb pudding to add fiber and balance out the carbs. And here's what's crazy. Studies have shown that psyllium husk doesn't just help stabilize blood sugar during a meal. It can also improve fasting blood sugar levels over time. That means using this trick regularly can actually improve overall blood sugar control. So let's break it all down. 5 dessert hacks that every diabetic needs to know. A 30-second ice cream fix that lets you enjoy frozen treats without the sugar rush. The chocolate trick that turns dark chocolate into a blood sugar-friendly snack. The simple swap that lets you enjoy cake without the usual carb overload. The berry parfait that not only tastes amazing but actually helps regulate blood sugar. And the game-changing ingredient that can instantly transform any dessert into a diabetic-friendly treat. And now that you've got these hacks, here's the real question. What other everyday foods are secretly spiking your blood sugar without you realizing it? Because there are some healthy foods that are actually wrecking glucose levels, and most people have no idea. That's why I'm leaving a video on the screen right now that reveals the worst blood sugar mistakes most people are making. Click the video and watch it now. I'll see you there.